What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Pro League South Asia Season 4 Pro Analysis. And this time, we're going to be looking back at the second Super Week and seeing what went down in the Super Weekend. So, first of all, we're going to be starting things off with the top teams, the top 3 teams to be a little more precise, the best players of this week, and also some funny moments from the second Super Weekend. So, without wasting any further time, this is Super Johnny, that is Fyxs right there, and let's get this party started. Top teams, and when you talk about top teams, you have to mention the team sitting on the first position of the overall rankings, and that is Team Trained to Kill.
Of course, as their name suggests, they've definitely been doing that, and even carrying forward the momentum that they had from the first week, the second week they were no less. And it all started from the league days when they were doing really good, in fact fobbing their rivals PN crew off and not letting them participate in the Super Weekend number 2. But after getting over here, this is where we did see that dry spell where they did not get a lot of chickens. They did have to work hard for that. But at the same time, however, they maintained the consistency amongst themselves. They've never hesitated in trying out different things, right? We did see that one day when they dropped off at Siverny and completely wiped out the better of Team Steel Esports. So, of course, a lot of things have come down, a lot of things have changed in the roster. We see how they can get really aggressive at certain times. And even if you talk about, adapting to changes, there was this one day where they completely outlasted Starward and won the chicken dinner in a sort of a similar situation where they absolutely got clapped last time.
Now, moving forward, we have the team sitting on the second position in the overall rankings, and that is going to be Team DRS, a team with the most chicken dinners as of now. That's 6.
Yeah, I mean, questions were being raised about their consistency, how good they were in the first league days, and heading in to the first Super Weekend, they were not that good, right? After that, in the Super Weekend 2, however, they came over absolutely everything and got that 3 chicken dinners back to back, the coveted hat trick, and also do share the highest number of chicken dinners in the overall table.
Exactly. I mean, the DRS have been incredible, but there's another team that have actually with minimum number of chicken dinners have tied the total average points with DRS, and that is going to be Dead Eyes guys. Talk about that, getting their first chicken dinner in the last day of the Super Weekend, and well, they're looking so good.
Yeah, they were always too close, but yet so far, right? Every single time they come in, they somehow managed to get the top 3 position, and after that they completely messed things up in those final few fights. But finally, they did manage to get their chicken dinner the last day, and haven't looked behind ever since. There's a moment where they were sharing that undisputed second spot, at least against DRS. But now that the points have evened up, it's of course them on the 3rd spot, but that does not mean anything at all.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to have a look at the top plays from this week, and starting things off, we're going to be looking at the 3rd best play, which was T2K finally securing a chicken dinner victory against their rival Stalwart Esports.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that was sort of unexpected, right? You talk about Stalwart Esports, they were in a really stellar form, and heading into the Super Weekend, that's where we did see their downfall. But I never really thought that T2K would come out on top in this one, because if you remember the remnants of the last encounter where they were in that similar situation, it was Stalwart Esports who absolutely thromped T2K. But this time, the players took absolute control of the situation. They did not shy away from the fight, which shows some good progression, right? They've gotten past their fears. They do not care who the opponent is in front of you. They just go them and shred them apart.
Exactly. And this was one of those plays that was always going to be memorable for T2K. But the next one, number 2, is going to be memorable for all of us, because this was Steel Shot in Sanok, showcasing what that mechanical prowess in the game is all about.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that was completely unprecedented. Of course, going up against the table toppers, you've got to be very careful, because at this moment, T2K were not scared of taking fights at all. They head-on went in after getting one knock. They, however, delayed, right? They should not have gone in for the res on their own play. Rather, just waited for the res, and then when they pushed together, it was Steel Shot holding the flanks. I mean, one of his teammates over there, he was the punching bag, and he got all the time to, just move around with the hip fire, and displayed how deadly an UMP can be in those close ranges. Then instantly switching over the weapon and then toning down, getting the 3rd one as well. Those triple kills, that was beautiful. That was a delight.
It was very tasty. But on number 1, we have a play that was made iconic not just by the players involved but by the history that they've had against each other, and that is DRS going up against Zeus Esports in Erangel, and Yalzin, he goes ahead and does this.
So this has to be one of those iconic moments, right? Because the situations were such where Zeus was absolutely just about to shred DRS apart, and in the dire circumstances, Yalzin just saves his team out of nowhere, not just saving but also wiping out the better of Zeus, and of course getting them the hat-trick chicken dinner. That has to be one of the best moments.
Now moving away from the serious stuff, we're gonna have a look at the funny moments of Super Week 2, ladies and gentlemen, and starting things off on number 3, it is gonna be the players of A1 Esports getting absolutely destroyed because they forgot to check the compound for, well, moving bodies.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they just headed in randomly, and Frypan absolutely unloaded his entire magazine from that M249.
Exactly, it was an incredible moment to watch, but the second one was even better because, well, if you dodge one nade, you have to make sure you dodge the next one as well.
Yeah, indeed, and that is what Khan 420 failed to do. He managed to dodge one. He was trying to run for his life, and in fact ran to his own death.
Exactly, and talk about running. Well, we've heard, in fact, the casters talk about fishing with dynamites, and I guess Vibes, they were there to take the lesson.
Well, that has to be one of the most funniest moments in the tournament so far, because not just one but two teams were inside that one little car, and that one nade comes in and just blows them all out.
So that's all we have for you from the second Super Week of PMPL South Asia Season 4, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to catch all the action on the PUBG Mobile Esports YouTube channels. That includes the PUBG Mobile Esports South Asia YouTube page as well. And catch all the action. We'll see you guys on the battlefield. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.